Ever since the day that you went away, you went away.
Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Andra. I make commentary videos on pop culture and influencers. Before we get started, I would like to ask you, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1K so I can monetize this channel and produce even more content for you guys. So if you have any ideas for future content, leave that in the comment box down below as well. And please, if you can subscribe to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Okay, so today's video is about former slash now again current YouTuber who does anti-MLM content, Emily Leah, who has been through quite a tumultuous journey in this past few months. I am upset, to say the least, at Emily because I have watched, back when she was anti-MLM, I used to watch all of her videos. She was the first, I think, anti-MLM creator that I found. Her and Kiki Chanel were like at some point the only ones that I watched. That was until I expanded into others like Amanda, Savannah, Monica, Madison, and so many more great creators. But the first two that I've watched were Emily and Kiki, and I think Emily was like the very first one that I watched. I used to watch all of her reactions all the time. I really enjoyed it. But she's been in some drama for a while now that it never really died down, and it cost her a lot of her channel, but I don't think that she understands that she was the one who was in the wrong, so that is why I am upset and disappointed. So I'm gonna build a timeline for you guys. A while ago she decided to leave the anti-MLM community amidst rumors that there was someone in the community who was stirring up drama. Emily never admitted whether it was her or not. I think it was actually Kimberly, like, come to find out later, but everybody, I don't know why they thought it was Emily at some point. And Emily, instead of saying that no, it wasn't me, I'm not even in the group chat or whatever, she decided to make this ambiguous video in which she denounced the community, but it never really answered any questions. If anything, it left people with even more questions. So that was her mistake. She decided, I'm not gonna make any more anti-MLM videos, I'm gonna be rebranding. Which I feel like if done tastefully, then nobody would have been mad, because people can change what they want to do with their lives, of course. But you can do that, as I said in my Kimberly video, which by the way you can watch, I'm gonna leave it somewhere up on the screen. You can change your mind about producing this type of content, or say you are bored of it, without denouncing the entire community. That's my whole point. It's like, you kind of made it look like you lied to people about your convictions and you don't actually believe that you are anti-MLM, and this is the same that Kimberly did. Fortunately for us, Emily didn't go as far as actually joining an MLM, but she did make so many missteps in the way of her deciding the other day to say that she's returning to the anti-MLM community. She kind of made it understood that she wants to focus more on her business, which is a boutique. Now they do jewelry, they used to do clothes and stuff too. It's called WovenCo, and she said that she wants to focus on this more, but the thing is, people have been speculating that her boutique is actually dropshipping, which she vehemently denies multiple times. But one of the people who watched my Kimberly video actually sent me a link with an AliExpress product, which I'm going to be putting on the screen, which looks identical to this jewelry box that Emily claims is made in the USA. I looked on her website in the terms and conditions and I couldn't find anything mentioning dropshipping or sampling from elsewhere, because dropshipping means that you don't actually ship the items yourself, somebody else does it on your behalf, which is clearly not what she's doing. But I think what she's doing would be more accurately described as she gets her products from places that dropship, such as AliExpress. She gets like a lot of products at her house and then she re-dispatches them because she has her own packaging and stuff. But at the same time, these products are not made in the USA, at least some of them are not, as you can see in that picture that I put on the screen. That's clearly the same jewelry box. If they are actually made in the USA, like she claims, then they are probably some of them copied. So the designs are plagiarized from elsewhere, not original designs, even if the materials that were used were in the USA. So it's still, I think in my opinion, dishonest business practices, which I thought that her whole career was built on exposing this kind of practices, but it seems like people who expose this kind of stuff, some of them do the same thing. Same with Kimberly. She also claims that she's made 6 figures with this business, which I don't know. I don't want to say that she's lying, but at the same time I don't know that I believe that, because she still uses a Shopify website, which if you had that much money, would you not build your own website without Shopify? Because I think Shopify gets a commission off of like all of this. So I don't know. She tried to give business advice on her YouTube channel for a while, which was really meaningless, like no transparency. At some point in one of her videos, she said something like she managed to get free shipping for customers, which she's very proud of, but she didn't actually say how. So if you want to advise young up-and-coming entrepreneurs, you should advise them on how to do the same thing. But you just said you did it and that you're proud of yourself. That's not really helpful. And yeah, in the same video with business advice and stuff, she says that she's never done dropshipping and it's not for her. But as I said, what she's doing, if she actually takes these products from AliExpress and resells them, it's not exactly dropshipping, but it's still very similar to that. So it's not really transparent. It's not a good business practice to lie to people. Could have just avoided the questions altogether. For a while, she also made a podcast, which was extremely awkward to listen to, which is nothing like her videos before. She seemed so just easygoing and friendly in her previous videos, whereas with the podcast she was clumsy and awkward and stuttering a lot, which like I do, but English is not my first language, so it's not really the same. I don't really stutter in my own language, but yeah, she was very awkward and the energy was definitely off, and I feel like she knew that, and that's why she decided to come back to doing ANTIMLM. In the podcast episode, I think there were 3 or 4 of them, she was promoting like her favorite product or something like that, which was just an excuse to insert some random affiliate links and get some money. Some of these products had nothing to do with building your business, like they were like Amazon scrunchies and stuff like that, which nobody cares. Could have at least promoted stuff that has to do with building a business. And in my opinion, that podcast was definitely targeted at MLMers. Not necessarily exclusively at MLMers, but at least partially at MLMers, because you know that these people watch this motivational business mindset kind of stuff. So obviously if she was in the ANTIMLM community, she'll know this, and I think she was trying to exploit that. And I also found it very suspicious that she disabled the likes and comments to every single video since the whole drama. How do you want to get feedback from people? How do you want to interact with your customers as a brand if you disable things? At some point, even her Instagram was all disabled except for people who she follows, which again is not good business practice, is it? During that time, she also changed her branding to Catching Up with Emily. So that's what we're doing today, we're catching up with Emily. She changed it back to Emily Leah now because of the ANTIMLM. I assume it's because of SEO, but yeah, she changed it. And usually when people drastically change their brand name, it's because they are in some drama and they want to avoid people googling or searching for videos about them and finding out what the drama is. And I've seen this done so many times by influencers. They will change the name when they get into hot waters, and it's just insane. But yeah, the other day after all this, she came back and said that she's doing ANTIMLM content once again. This was random and unexpected, I feel like, for everybody. In the video, when she says that she wants to come back to the ANTIMLM community and she's put her videos back that were privated prior to this, she says that she received horrible messages like death threats and stuff, and I assume that's part of why she decided to disable the comments. But you know that on YouTube you can filter out certain words. The most critiques that I've seen related to Emily Leah were that she's fat and that she has an annoying voice. And obviously these are mean things to say, like you don't pick on somebody's looks and somebody's voice. These are things that to some extent they cannot control. So it's just stupid and not productive. You can't tell them about these things in hopes that anything, like, you know, like if you want to criticize somebody, you should criticize them with the hopes that they can change these things. So it will be their behaviors, their mindset, not their voice and their weight. The weight can be changed to some extent, but again, there are so many factors like health problems and whatever. Like it's not something that can happen instantly, so don't say it. But at the same time, Emily could filter out the words in the comments that were related to things that would like trigger her, and then re-enable the comments, because that way nobody can post comments containing those words. In this video with her return, she says that people in the ANTIMLM community are bad and gossipy and basically talks shit about them, but she doesn't give names or any proof. So I don't know if somebody who's lost her credibility in such a big way really expects people to just believe her. I don't know why you would expect that, but whatever, if you really want to. She also mentions cancel culture like 5 times throughout the video. All the time she says that she's been cancelled, but no, girl, you cancelled yourself when you decided to speak. Instead of taking a stance and saying it wasn't me, you left it ambiguous and people believed that it was you. So that's your own fault. Nobody cancelled you, you cancelled yourself. And cancel culture, as you know, is not real. But you decided to come back 6 months later or whatever. Like, it's too little too late to come back to doing ANTIMLM. Nobody trusts you anymore. Like, you lost your credibility for real. And her returning at this time so late, it makes me wonder what her reasoning is for that. Is it just because her YouTube channel was dying and nobody was watching her newer style videos? Like, is that why? Is it because her business maybe isn't doing as good as she said, the 6 figures? If you really had that, you wouldn't need to come back to YouTube. So it just makes me wonder, is her dying channel the reason why she decided to rebrand back to her origins? I don't think people will trust her the same way, if I'm being honest, so I don't really know if this rebrand is gonna work. I guess everything just remains to be seen if she reestablishes her credibility, but I do feel like, first of all, you need to turn back your likes and dislikes and comments if you really want your videos to get views, because part of why her videos were not getting views from outside of her subscribers, which probably just stayed subscribed to see what she's doing in the same way that I did, just out of curiosity, not because we support her anymore. But in order for YouTube to push your video in suggestions and stuff like that, you need engagement. And if you hide all your likes and dislikes, and if you block comments, then you're not gonna get engagement, and your videos are not gonna get pushed out by the algorithm. So of course your views are doing horribly because your subscribers don't care anymore, but you could at least try to re-enable comments and likes and tap into a potential audience from outside of your subscribers. But I don't know. She's a businesswoman. She should know this shit. I shouldn't be the one to tell this. Let me know what you guys feel like is gonna happen with this whole situation in the comments down below. Like this video if you like it. Please, if you can, subscribe to my channel, help me out to get 1K, and see you guys next time. Bye!